Hey guys, this is Patrick Powers, and I'm excited to talk to you about the development of Kaster. We are on the back end of the first month of development, really the second week in putting together the prototype. What you kind of see to the left is not only the prototype, but there is actually some functional features as well. And I really just want to go through and talk about the functionality, the overall design, the user experience, and just how it all works. So, to start, when you first log in, you are going to be presented with this screen. You can log in with your username and password. If you forgot your password, you can click right there. It does present a screen that basically says enter in your email, hit reset password, and an email will be sent to your email allowing you to reset your password. And that is actually functional, 100%. That works. The main part of the application that I do have working is the sign-in validation and sign-up feature. So you can create an account within Kaster. You can edit the account. You can put a user picture to the account. So we've got all of that working. The main feed and the way the stuff comes in right now is just all static, which I'll show you. But for example, I didn't type anything in. If you click login, it says missing information. Make sure you fill out your email and password. So you do have some validation within this. Since I need to sign up, I'll go ahead and sign up. To sign up, you just put in the name. I'll put in Pat. Put in the email address. It does have to be a valid email address, at least in the way that it's actually presented. I'm just going to do pat.pat.com. A password. The password does check itself, so if you do not type in the right password both times, it will be wrong. There we go. And I can go ahead and create the account. If I wanted to actually cancel out of this, you can push cancel and it goes back to the sign-in screen. So, and that's part of the, again, usability. You need to be able to cancel out. You need to be able to log in. You need to have all this validation to make sure the user experience and what they're doing has some feedback. So once you click create account, it does create the account. It logs you in. And here, at this moment in time, you're presented with the screen that allows you to edit the your profile. Now, there's not much to the profile. There's a picture. There's your name. There's an email address. Now, this is actually wrong. There is some, let me see if I can get that updated. There we go. Now it's updated. I've got to figure out how to get the cached information out of there, so there's a little bit of bug. But nonetheless, here's the guy that I logged in as, pat@pat.com. You can reset the password from here. Now that you have the password or the email in the account, it's already there. You don't have to fill it in, and you just hit reset password. It'll send an email directly to your password. I'm sorry, an email to your email to reset that password. You can update your name. You can update the email address. That updates everything. The email address is actually the login information. So if you update that, that does change the login. And you basically just push save. If you want to edit your profile picture, you can click edit. Because I'm on the simulator, there is no camera. It does only allow me to choose from my photos. I don't think I have any photos that are actually on the simulator. But let me see real quick. There are none. It would show up right here. You would click on it, allow you to select it, and it pops right in right there. You can also log out from here. It goes back to the sign-in screen, allowing you to log back in. There's the user experience of kind of initializing or completing an action up here, or on the left-hand side, actually going back or exiting. Now, this one doesn't actually go back, but that is the kind of define or understand icon for settings. So you click on that to go to kind of your settings or your profile. You can log out. This is the profile page. What will happen, and again, this is all static information at this point. It does allow you to see your profile picture. It says how many likes you have, how many comments you have on your post, and how many posts you have. One thing that's kind of unified between this is your personal page, which shows all of the posts that are personalized to that individual. So the one thing that's common between this one, your favorite, so these are the ones that you're saying I like or I comment on, or the general feed here is on the top right hand corner. You can post from any one of these. So let's say you wanted to go ahead and post a new update. You are presented with a screen that allows you to type in, allows you to upload a picture. That functionality is not completely there, but what that will do is, again, connect to the user's camera or potentially a photo they already have. You can show the location of the post, and I'll explain that in a second, but basically say yes or no. Or choose from a list of locations. So if you were to click here, you'd be able to actually see a pop-up that lets you choose from a list of saved locations. So, and again, the same user functionality. Let's get out of here. Let's go back. And you just click that. Let's say we're looking at the main feed, and you want to change your location or change the radius of the information that's coming in. So if you slide this up and down, it'll actually change that radius. This is not connected yet to this particular label, but it will be. So you slide down, the radius will go down. The feeds that you're actually going to see based on the radius of the location you choose is going to be smaller. So let's say it was the current location with a 2-mile radius. You click on that. This feed, this main feed, will actually come and populate with all of those posts listed in order of most recently updated that are in that 2-mile radius of that current location that you're selecting. Now you could select the location of your home, because what if you're not actually at home, you're at work, but you want to see the stuff that's going on that's around your home. You select, again, the 2-mile radius of your home location, and that becomes the center of that feed. And one more thing, as you can see, you will be able to add a location too. So if you're at work right now, you want to add your work location because that's going to be a set location you're going to check in on from time to time just to see what's going on. You can go ahead and add that location. It would show up something along the lines of this. Home with a star, it would just say work maybe with a star. And you always have the option of your current location. So once you actually are here, you basically can scroll through the various feeds. The overall look and feel is of the Kaster font as well as color scheme. There is going to be a location based in terms of how far away the post was. That will actually be potentially with all posts. What won't be with all posts is this little map icon. If you do click on the map icon, it pops up and it basically shows where the user is. This is a known indicator on an iOS device of your location. This pin is a known indicator of a location that's being pinned down. So looking at that, you can see this is where the post was, this is where I am. But what if, and that's if the user wants to show their location when they do the post. If they don't want to show the location, this won't actually be present because the user doesn't want to actually show the location of where they're posting from. So for example, if there was a food truck and somebody wanted to actually post where that food truck was, they would easily just say, yes, post this location. But what if they were sitting at home and they're just asking for a recommendation in the area of a local plumber? You don't want to actually show that you're posting from your home per se, so you don't need to actually have that map listed there. Now you can like it by clicking on that button. You can comment by clicking here. This is the comment feed. Very similar to some other social media applications, but and then you go ahead and push send and post it. Again, the same user functionality of going back. You also have this button right here. This is kind of the more information. When you click on that, you can report this as an inappropriate post because we do want to be able to monitor the posts to make sure that they are appropriate. We want to delete this post from the feed, so you can actually delete the post from your overall feed so that it no longer exists. You could maybe delete this user from your feed, so you don't have to actually see this user ever again on your feed. Maybe it's an inappropriate, maybe it's someone that just posts too much and you don't want to follow them. You can actually go ahead and delete them. Clicking on that would ultimately refresh this screen, allowing that to be deleted. And a lot of these similar functionalities happen within your favorites. You could definitely delete the favorite from your overall favorite list, or you can just keep them all. They'll all just be listed there. There are going to be roughly 20 posts at any given time that will populate, so you can scroll through. And this is an example of a post without a picture. This is an example of a post with a picture. So overall, that is the functionality of the application. That is the look of the application. And so far, it's working pretty well. Again, I do have the validation and the user sign up all working with the back end of the application, which is fantastic. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be working on the true development of making all this information dynamic based on user posts to make it truly based on that real information in the cloud. But ultimately, we're on a good track, and it's looking pretty good. The overall look and feel user experience, I think, is very connected to other social media applications, so it is kind of intuitive. Obviously, there is the uniqueness factor of how the feed actually pulls in, and this kind of section of saying that I want to see the feed within my current location. That is unique, and that's one of the driving forces of this application that makes it so unique. And a different way of looking at social media. So that is it, and definitely looking forward to continuing this process. Thanks so much.